So I'm back with another real talk video, and this one is gonna be very close to home because I'm talking about things that I love and hate about the content creator industry in 2025. Let's go. Okay, so first to set a little bit of context, my real talk videos are always like sparked by some thought or something I've seen or something that's happened. And even today's is no different. There was this video shared from the first YouTube Fan Fest, which was, I think, 2014. With me on Instagram, which had all of the creators that were part of it, and Shah Rukh Khan coming out on stage at the end and meeting us all. And I reposted that on my stories and I tagged a lot of the creators that were there, and that started a lot of conversations, like private conversations with creators. A lot of them are like not really creating content anymore. A lot of them have diversified into different spaces. A lot of them are doing different stuff also, like different content. So it was really interesting to kind of have these conversations, and that kind of sparked a lot of thought in my head about like things that have changed, things that I like, things that I don't like. And honestly, I thought this video would be like, it would be better to kind of just do like things I hate about the content creator industry in 2025. But then I thought, okay, there's no point in being a negative Nelly. There are always positives as well. So I thought I'd do a mix. Okay, so that's where I'm coming from. And I think, should I start with the positive or should I start with the negatives? Actually, let's start with the negatives and then we can end with the positives, right? Okay, let's get started. I must warn you, it's going to be a long chatty video. I have notes and lots of thoughts. First up, it's become very impersonal. Now, what do I mean by impersonal? When I started content creation in 2012, 2013, it was a very different space. It was very me talking to you, kind of like I'm doing right now, with like a camera in my room, no one else there. Just a one-on-one conversation. Kind of felt like your friend talking to you through, today, of course, we have FaceTime and stuff. At that time, we didn't have that. But think of it like that. Like that was the point of content creation then. Today, I feel like everything is very polished. I mean, everyone is in the same boat, including me. Like, I'm shooting videos in 4K and putting them out there. I have a videographer. We have an editor that does an amazing job. Hi, Sahil. And, all of those things. But, like, there's also days like this when I shoot on my own with just my camera if I want to talk to you guys and stuff like that. But I do feel like largely everything has become professionally shot, professionally edited. And yeah, it's elevated the whole space, but I do feel that connect is lost. Like even today with all your collabs and your brand integrations, it's also shot like an ad that, the relatability gets lost a lot of the times, if you know what I mean. And I just feel like you don't know the people. Like a lot of you still write to me and I'll comment on my videos saying, I've been here for 10 years, I've been here for 12 years, I've been here for, 8 years. How many years have you been watching me for? Pause this video and comment. And, say nice things about why you're here, which kind of makes me, it feels good. Yes, that's one. But it also kind of makes me feel like I'm doing something right. Like the point for me to get into content creation and to do this was to help people, to connect with people, to build a community of people that know me. So like today, for example, most of you know my favorite color. Orange. Yes, you answered correctly. My dog's name. Mars. Correct, right? I didn't want to wake you up. Sorry. Go back to sleep. Stuff like that, which I feel like with the, polished, scripted stuff doesn't come through at all. You don't know the person, feels like it's just another ad. So I don't like that aspect of it for sure. I really like the raw, real people that content creation kind of brought forward. Now, this one really, really irks me till date, the lack of any kind of legal framework, okay? There's just no laws for this industry, and it's terrible. Like we have the ASCII guidelines, which I had great hopes for. I was like, very vocal about them being amazing and using the hashtags and whatever. But how many people are actually using it today? People are not afraid because they know they'll get a notice or whatever. And then what? It just goes on, like you continue with the same stuff. But whereas actual laws like saying this is illegal or you cannot do this. Yeah, now there are things coming up now because cases are happening and there's some kind of, precedent being set here and there, but it's not like there, right? Like it's not in black and white that yes, this is legal, this is not legal, or this is allowed, this is not allowed. And I feel that is really important for everybody involved, for you, the consumers, for us, the creators, or also for the brands involved, for everyone, because right now no one has any protection, right? As a consumer, you are consuming my content. I have to be held responsible for what I'm putting out there. I can't just say anything, do anything, claim anything. And similarly with like a brand, if they are hiring a creator to do a campaign, there needs to be some kind of obvious legal obligation and so on, right? So yeah, we do have contracts and, NDAs and those kind of things, yes, exist like the normal world. But I mean, like there are no actual laws, or even for your taxes, like there is no category for creators or, whatever. They have specific things for people in entertainment and all of that. But this is a whole different beast, which like we really need laws for the whole content creator industry. That is something that I really hate, that we're sitting in 2025 and this is still happening. You know what I mean? Drama, hate, toxicity, controversy, all of that sells. And I absolutely dislike this part of the industry. Like I feel like a lot of it has become very toxic and very like, oh, spill the tea, or, this is the kalesh going on in my house. And I don't relate to that kind of content, and I just kind of feel like that is not content in my eyes. Like I just feel like, or bringing people down, or these channels that just take people down, or like, have negative things to say about a person, or just feuds between people online, not offline, and like all of that. I don't know. I know it gets a lot of views and people are very invested, and you're all like very like, oh my God, kya ho raha hai? But like, I don't know. For me, that is something I don't really enjoy, that kind of content. And I just don't like that side of this space. I just don't kind of resonate with that kind of content at all. And it just doesn't appeal to me at all. And I just feel like I could do without that. Like, when I started, content was such a happy place. It was a great community. People like watched whoever they wanted to. If they didn't like the person, they just went to the next person who they liked. There was no drama and this about, oh, I'm better than this one. I was the first one to do this. I was the last one to do this. Like all of this, like, I mean, I'm not talking about anyone in particular, but I just feel like a lot of it is pitting one against the other, even by audiences or even by creators themselves, which I think is really not ideal. So that's something I don't like. Okay, now the lack of transparency is something that I just cannot get. We are in 2025, and the fact that we are still seeing like undisclosed partnerships, or like all this hidden PR and like agendas which you don't really know as audiences, I think that's just so wrong. Like when people are like, oh, this is not sponsored, but the next minute you see like an ad of the same thing, or people saying, oh, this is not sponsored in their video, when I know it's actually sponsored because we all get the same emails, right? So like you see people are actually still doing that, like not just not saying anything, but actually going out of their way to say this is not sponsored when it is actually sponsored content, which is just crazy that it's happening and that people are getting away with it, or that there's just no accountability, transparency. I mean, 15 years ago, 10 years ago, yes, nobody knew. There was no real thought about all this. But today there's so much awareness, and I mean, to do a collab and not talk about it, I don't see why that's an issue. Like, I don't know why people can't just say this is a paid collab. This is a job. So it's okay to say this is a sponsored piece of content. Online hate. Okay, now this is something I have seen firsthand. Like, not in my case, but I have seen so many people suffer unnecessarily. Like, they can breathe and people will like post hate comments. Like, they've not said anything controversial, they've not done, like, I mean, they may have in the past or whatever, but like, as in, I'm saying at that moment there's nothing wrong with that piece of content, but people who want to hate will just keep hating. Also, I feel like hate breeds hate. Okay, there's one negative comment, then suddenly you will see 10 negative comments under that, because another person will be like, I'm also going to jump onto that train. And that, for me, I feel is something we didn't have, when we started out. As I said, content creation and the whole YouTube fam, because obviously I started on YouTube, Instagram wasn't even around, was such a positive space. It was to uplift people, whether it was the person watching or the person making the content. It was two ways. Like, it wasn't hateful, vengeful, toxic. It's become really sad and scary, especially hate towards women online. I mean, I've noticed that a lot of women creators, like female creators, get much more hate than the men. I don't know why. I guess it's because a lot of the men are hating on the female creators and the women are not doing the same, so it's whatever. But if we have laws where people can be held accountable, it would really help, because platforms don't do a lot of stuff. Like, very often you can report people and all, and nothing happens, and it can really take a toll on people. Like, I know I barely get any hate. I've been really lucky, but like, I see one bad comment on a video and it triggers something in my brain, and I'm like, why is this person saying this? What did I do? So it's just not a nice place to be in. And I'm all for like feedback, constructive criticism, or like actually calling someone out if they've done something wrong. But like, just unnecessary hate, I think we can all do without that. Okay, let's come to a touchy topic: consumerism. Okay, I've said this recently also when I kind of spoke about my unboxing videos and in my last live video, and I feel like it's very tricky as a creator, because the videos with unboxings, hauls, these kind of things, they do really well. Like, you can see the views even on my own channel. I know if I put an H&M haul or a whatever Zara haul, views are going to be crazy. And if I talk about sustainability, like, people are going to be like, oh, she's here to preach, I'm not interested, whatever, like, there's a clear difference. I guess as a consumer, you also probably know why you watch those videos. I don't know. Like, I love to watch unboxing videos myself. Like, it just feels like you're unboxing with the person, you know what I mean? Sometimes I'm like, Sherry, are you selling something every second? Because you're just like, oh, this is amazing, this is amazing, this is amazing, everything is amazing. So even out of the 10, if you buy one thing, you're still buying something, right? And I know it's my job, and I justify it as, yes, I'm supposed to tell people about what's new, and this is part of my job. But like, where do you draw that line, right? Also, trends just change like this now. Like, earlier we had like autumn, winter, spring, summer. Like, fashion weeks used to dictate certain trends, and it was slower. Today, it's just so rapid. Like, even with something as sneakers, okay? Like, let me give you an example of sneakers. I've gotten into the sneaker game late in life, like as an adult. Like, as a teenager and all, I thought it was like my sports gear, and I wasn't into it as like a cool thing. As an adult in my 20s, late 20s, I got into it, and I'm like, oh my god, so cool. Lately, over the last 4 to 5 years, you guys probably have noticed I've gotten more and more into it. I buy a lot of sneakers. I wear a lot of sneakers also. Every month or every week, there's a new sneaker, and you're like, oh my god, I want this. Oh my god, I want this. Oh my god, I want this. I don't have place to keep them, but I still want to buy them. And this is me talking as a consumer, not just as a creator. So it's a very fine line. Or with so many unboxing videos, people like it makes you want to go and buy something or see something or unbox something. So yeah, I'm very on the fence about it, but I can see the difference. Like, a lot of earlier content, like, I remember I could do stuff like this and it would get the same amount of views as a haul or a beauty video. I didn't have to do that kind of content specifically to get views. But of course, that's changed today. And that kind of brings me to my next point. Okay, let's talk about platforms and algorithms. Okay, I love YouTube. Okay, I'm going to put this out there. I love YouTube because I started as a YouTuber, and I always see myself as a YouTuber first. But you can obviously compare views to earlier drastically. That has like considerably dropped. And I've explained this earlier as well, right? Like, I've explained this in videos where it's not just it's a mix of things. It's people outgrowing your content and not liking your content anymore, which is fine. B, we've got OTT platforms that we're now competing with. So if I'm putting a 20-minute video like this, I'm competing with an episode of something for 20 minutes. Even me, I myself would probably watch something on Netflix rather than coming here and watching something. So it's a personal preference. Some people like this, some people like that, some people. So there's a lot more to choose from. Third thing, there are a lot more creators. So all these things are given. I'm not saying that it's only algorithms and things that have changed that have kind of dropped views. The algorithms are so skewed that you do not know what is working. Like literally, even for me, one video is like 5 lakh something, then there's 30,000, then there's like something stuck on 20,000, and then there's something on 1 lakh something. There's no pattern. It's so hard to predict. And the most meaningless random videos do really well, and the videos that you put your heart, blood, sweat, tears into will be like stuck at a 10K, and you're like, that's crazy, right? Like, because you've built this whole community, you've built this following for years and years, and then to not have access to it. Like, a lot of you also comment all the time saying, I don't get an alert for your video, I don't get notifications, or I don't, things like that, which are not in a creator's control, they're platform based. That really kind of sucks sometimes. Okay, the dark side of content creation. What am I talking about? I mean, so far everything I've said is pretty dark, but I mean like the really dark stuff. Exploitation, the kidfluencers, all the documentaries, right? Like there's so many documentaries now talking about the evils of content creation, and any industry, obviously, when there's so much money involved, is gonna kind of have a dark side to it, right? Like everything is not going to be rosy and like positive and all of that. That dark side is really scary. Like I've spoken about this in a lot of my videos where I've said that these documentaries have even opened my eyes as a creator, where I'm like, wow, this person does what I do and this is what's happening. With kids, I question, like if I'm doing something with my nephew, I'm like, oh my God, like, is this okay? Should I be doing it? Should I not be doing it? All of those things which I don't think existed earlier. It's because of obviously the monetary gains this industry has kind of gotten into and how the industry is blown up. There's definitely a very dark side to it, which, I mean, you can completely skip. Like someone like me who's living in their own bubble and is not really looking at those things. But when you watch a documentary or when you hear these stories or read articles, then you're like, wow, yeah, I mean, that can be pretty scary. A lot of these kids who were children of family vloggers and like now they're teenagers and they are talking about their experiences and how they feel like their childhood was ruined. Which you don't even think about, right? Often with kids, they are not making that decision for themselves. Or otherwise, like really like toxic fake creators where we're seeing these documentaries where they're one person online and a totally different person offline, and it's really scary. So yeah, there's a very dark side which I don't particularly like. Reels, carousel posts, long videos, vlogs, BTS live. There's just too much content. Okay, I feel like as a creator, it's becoming crazy how much content you have to churn out every week, in terms of, or every day, forget every week. Like post this, post this, post this, post this, post this. And I'm just like, who has the time to watch so much content? Like, who is like, people have real jobs, they have a real life, they're not sitting to watch so much content 24/7. But it's really crazy how there's just so much content now. Like, I used to think my 2 YouTube videos a week were a lot, like way back when I started. It's like, oh my God, it's so much to produce, to make, shoot, edit, all of that. And now today I'm like, okay, there's like a zillion things in a week. We have 3 YouTube uploads plus all these shorts, reels, whatever. Then the carousels have to be edited. Then, yeah, it's just a lot. So too much content is one thing, but there's also some things that should not be content. Okay, everything is not content. I find baffling that we're seeing in like our reels or on in videos where I'm just like, what? Like, this is not meant to be online. I just feel like everything should not be content. Some things are meant to be like in your own life, like offline. Like there's online, there's offline. There's real life, there's real life. They are different things and they don't always have to meet. Like everything can kind of be like in places. Like I know a lot of you also comment and say, oh, why don't I see your parents all the time? Or why don't I see your other house all the time? And yeah, I go between 2 houses, but I don't want to keep filming there when I'm there for a few days, like a couple of days. I want to chill. I don't want to like keep vlogging, right? Or working. Like I want that life to be like life. My parents don't want to be in each and every video. Like their life is their life. Like it's not like I'm Kim Kardashian and this is my reality show where everyone has got a cameraman and we're like, you. reality TV, content creation, the lines have become so blurred and everything is just becoming so blurred that people are putting everything online, which, like, I don't know, like there's videos from pap spottings at people's funerals, which to me is baffling. I'm like, why would anyone want to consume this content? This may be my job and my thing, but everyone doesn't have to be subjected to it. Like, everything is not content. Like, sometimes it's okay to just sit back and be like, I just want to take this moment in. You know what I mean? Okay, done being a negative Nelly. Now we're going to the things I love. I feel like I have a split personality. Yeah, I'll be less aggro now and be like, I love this, I love that, I love this, I love that. First thing I love about content creation in 2025 is that it's become more democratic. What do I mean by it's become more democratic? So when I started way back when, we didn't have just this option of picking up a phone and shooting. You know, it was either your webcam, which meant you needed to have a laptop or a computer or whatever, or I actually took like a loan or an advance or whatever on one of my first paychecks from GottaDoIndia to buy a camera. When I started out, I started shooting on my webcam, and you can see those videos till date. Like some of the earlier videos on this where you can't see anything because it's all grainy and whatever. And then I invested in a camera and I used to only film with that camera. So it was like you had to put in certain amount to kind of invest in it, to kind of create content or be a YouTuber at that time, because that was the thing. YouTuber, there was no content creator or, influencer or any of those things. I felt like this first happened actually with TikTok, which is when a lot of people started filming with their phones, cheap equipment, ring lights, all of that, because it was fun and easy to do, like lip syncs, dancing, things that everybody can do without it being like a full-blown, like YouTube videos used to be intimidating for people to shoot because you have to shoot and edit everything yourself, and it takes a while to kind of get into that flow, right? TikToks, it was so easy to do in the app, and like even I loved it for that reason because it was so much fun. And of course, technology today, we can just pick up our phone like this and I can make a reel in 5 seconds and I don't need a camera, I don't need a mic, I don't need any of that. And you can get that also sasta now. Like you can get cheap mics, you can get ring lights for 100 rupees, you can get a tripod, all of that, right? Which when I started out was not the case. It was all professional equipment that was very expensive. And I like that. I like that today anyone can be a creator. Of course, but that doesn't mean everyone should be a creator. You should have a niche or have a reason to create what you want to create. I like that it's like kind of like anyone can be a creator without really having to invest in this, or like, so you have more creators that can be creative with spending less money. It's a full-blown industry, okay? I love this part about it. I hate the part that, we don't have laws and regulations and stuff, but I love that it's grown into a full-blown industry. Like if you asked me this 10 years ago, saying, oh, do you think this would be your full-time job and, you'd make enough money to look after your house, your family, and this would be your job, I would just be laughing and being like, I don't know where this is going. It's really blown up, which is amazing. There's so many job opportunities, not just for creators, but for agencies, for like positions in brands, marketing. It's opened so many doors for so many different people, which I think is pretty amazing. And I really like that aspect about it. Like I'm proud that I was one of the lucky first few creators that got to kind of see this whole wave, and now I get to see what the industry has become. Favorite part about the job has to be the perks, okay? I always say I love my job and it's like one of the best jobs in the world because it truly is. Like it's really easy compared to a lot of the jobs you guys do, okay? I constantly say people who work in corporates, like so many people, they're underpaid, overworked and underappreciated, and like creators, our job is not that hard. Like you can sit and film by yourself, edit. Yes, a lot of time goes in. Yes, you have to change your clothes 100 times, but that's really not like that hard. And it's a really easy job with comparatively very high perks, okay? Of course, the PR packages and freebies are really like, oh my God, now today, like you literally think sometimes I'm boggled at things that I get. The other day, I posted a reel about a Labubu and how I don't have one, and the lovely people at Hypefly just sent me like one, and I was like, wow, I can't believe that this is my job and this is how people spoil me, and sneakers and stuff like that, right? Like it's so crazy. There's so much of it that you just forget, like that, how crazy this is and how lucky you are, and the travel, of course. As a creator, I've traveled the world, and I don't think I would have ever been able to go to the places that I've been to, stay at the hotels I've stayed at, all for nothing, right? Like for free, and to live this life, which is crazy and amazing. So definitely the perks in 2025 are insane. Like, I'll tell you, the first time I got something free was a guest watch. I had my blog, then I don't even think I was on YouTube and stuff. And I remember I went to this event. The guy who was heading guests would come down from wherever, and whatever. And we were talking about the collection, whatever. And someone was telling him what I do and whatever. And he was like, why don't you just pick a watch? For a kid that grew up in the 90s, guest watches were really like, oh my God, it's a guest watch. And I showed it to my family. There was a blog post. Everybody saying, I was like, oh my God, I got a free watch. And people were like, wow. Because it wasn't common. Like today, of course, PR packages and stuff are really common. But like that time, it was like, mind is blown. You know what I mean? So yeah, I mean, the perks in 2025 are quite insane. Okay, now this can be, I guess, negative or positive. I look at it as a positive. I like that people get called out. Now, what do I mean? That like there is, like, you, the audience, have the power to kind of keep creators like myself in check, where you make us have a conscience or be responsible for the kind of content we put out, where you can call me out and say, Sherry, this was not cool, or what you said was inappropriate. And we're all humans. We all make mistakes, right? Like including me, any other creator, and we all learn from them. We're bound to say something that's wrong or do something that's wrong if you're doing this long term. It's only natural, like a human being would make a mistake. So I definitely feel like that is great, and you should be vigilant. You should call people out. Be careful of what content you consume, who you follow, what you like, what you don't like. Be vocal about it. As long as you're not being rude, there's no hate involved, I think it's a great practice, because it works both ways, right? Like it helps creators also make better decisions. And last but not the least, I love how many unique creator voices there are out there today, So when I started, you were either a fashion beauty girl, you were either a musician, or you were either a comedian. Like these were the three genres on YouTube, and that was it. Today, I love that any person with a phone has a voice, and they can talk about something they're passionate about, because there are always going to be more people, right, that are passionate about it. And like a lot of creators that have a specific niche and they follow that, which I think is amazing, right? Like with knitting, whether it's educational, whether it's home decor, whether it's, just a specific thing that's taken off. And it's so cool that, like, if you're into that, you can watch that, and, there's a space for that. You can search for anything and there will be content on it, which is amazing. I think I have covered all my notes, guys. I have had verbal diarrhea, and you guys have had to suffer through it or enjoy it. I don't know. Let me know in the comments. I love my job. I love what I do. And I think, of course, it's dynamic. It keeps changing. Yes, change is good. Change is bad at times. It's a mixed bag. Yeah, these are just things that I have personally come across, and I feel like I like or dislike. They're all, of course, personal choices. Let me know in the comments what you like and what you dislike about the creator industry in 2025. So if you liked the video, give it a thumbs up. Even if you didn't like the video, give it a thumbs up. Be kind today. And as I said, comment below and tell me what you like and don't like about the creator industry. And I will see you guys soon. Bye.